I just want to go through some sequences that I use. It's probably the most basic sequences that I'll use for leg locks, okay? Basically try to keep control so I can take a straight ankle lock. There are ways that I can sort of build it into better positions where I can get heel hooks, knee bars, things like that, toe holds even. But for this one, I'm just looking at the straight ankle. So we're going to start in our single leg X, okay? So with our single leg X, remember we're not grabbing onto a single leg just like this, all sloppy and loose, with lots of room for their knee to move, okay? I'm looking to attach to the outside leg with my inside leg. So my outside foot is hooked onto the back of where the hamstring and the glute meets, and my outside foot comes back into the center line, heel towards the belly button, and now I can put my elbow, my knee and my ankle together, pinching it tight, and it's a full loop around the leg, keeping it nice and enclosed, okay? Always looking for sort of like a double trouble, so I'm always looking to sort of control a little bit of the other leg, which will lead us into our first little sequence to change when they start to defend. So the opponent, mostly they're going to start to lose the control on the outside of their hip, which gives them the ability to hop outside my legs, and pretty easy for them to start to defend from here. So what I'm looking to do is just keep control the whole time so I can actually finish the fight. So as they start to take this off, I know that they're going to come over my hip, I know that they're going to take their hip line onto the outside of my foot. So as they do, what I'm looking to do is bringing my knee back onto the inside. So my outside knee now becomes my inside knee. I'm kicking my inside leg to the outside, and all I've done is switched to the opposite side. So now I'm on the far side leg in the same single leg X. So as the opponent does it on the other side, they'll switch, snatching up, and I'm coming back onto the leg on the outside now. Okay? Pretty simple one. The next sequence that I'd look at is a little bit more advanced, but it's still what I would consider a very, very basic leg lock exchange. Okay? So I've started off again in single leg X. As my opponent decides to clear this off, first thing I'm going to do is take my inside leg, place it onto the belly button of my opponent. I'm going to scoop my hips just a little bit so I can bring the second leg back in for this sort of 80-20 position, okay? And then, I'll look to finish the ankle lock here. So again, I've started off in my single leg X. As my opponent starts to clear this foot off, I'm immediately bringing this inside leg to come onto the belly button as more of a distance control. Very difficult for them to start hopping over, very difficult for them to start pushing forward. From this point, I'm going to scoop my hips out towards the leg that I'm attacking, bringing my foot back. We can cover or just put our foot back into the same position we had it in the single leg X. The next sequence is as they start to clear off this outside 80-20 hook. Okay, so again, before they start to hop over, I've still got this foot to control the space in between us. So as they clear this foot off, I'm taking my hips out again towards the leg that I'm attacking, so I can throw in a hook on the outside leg. All right, and you'll already see this angle that I'm starting to get for the ankle lock. Okay, pretty easy to start breaking it from here. This is probably one of the worst straight ankle lock positions that I've ever felt myself. There's quite a few people who are quite dangerous here, and pinching the knees together to keep this leg in control. So again, I've started off in my single leg X. They've cleared this hook. I'm controlling that space so they can't hop over my leg, scooting out a little bit, bringing in the second foot, pinching the knees. Now I'm in this 80-20. They're going to start to clear off again. I'm going to scoop my hips out a little bit further, bringing my outside hook into behind their hamstring and their glute, pinching my knees together into this modified 50-50, modified 80-20 unfair 50-50, whatever you want to call it. They'll call a few things. And then I can start little hip to get my tap. The next option I'm going to look at, starting again from our single leg X. As our opponent clears this hook off, I'm controlling that inside space, scooting out, coming back to my 80-20. Again, they're going to clear this outside hook. As they do, this time, I'm going to kick my inside foot all the way through. So now my knee's covering their hip. I'm kicking through, and I can cross my feet into like a sort of a 50-50 sort of a position. Now I prefer, it's very hard for me to actually finish this ankle lock from here, especially being up on my elbow. They'll push forward, put me on my shoulder. Very difficult to finish it now, okay? So what I'm looking to do is to take this foot onto the inside of my hip. Now, I'm not gonna be able to fight a leg with my hands. So if I sit here and they straighten out that leg and iron boot me, and I'm trying to pull this leg across, it's not gonna happen. So I've let go of the leg, I'm laying flat on my back, or well, I'm starting on my back anyway. I'm on my back, I'm rolling to my side, and I'm swimming both hands underneath the leg. Now I can start to sit up, and the foot is into my hip, and I'm gonna come back and pick up my ankle lock here, or look for my sweep, whatever position that I'm looking to advance to from this position. So, running through that whole sequence again, starting off in single leg X, they clear the outside hook. I'm immediately covering the inside space with my foot, using it as control for the distance. Then I'm going to scoot out, come back into my 80-20. They're going to peel it off again. I'm kicking through, covering my own foot for safety, letting the foot go, swimming it under. So both hands go all the way under. And now I can start to sit up and use my entire body to bend this into a 50-50 position, where I can start to look for sweeps or submissions from this.